What's up guys, welcome back to another electric skateboard video. Today we're talking about our remotes and how sometimes they don't work when we first build our builds. So we keep getting emails about how our customers are installing the remotes, they're getting it all paired up, but when they go to hit the throttle, nothing actually happens. So we're gonna go over the top 3 reasons why that would happen and how you can fix it. Now 2 of them are actually software related, not hardware related. So you might have everything hooked up perfectly, but there's a couple different things we want to look for. So we're going to dive into the VESC tool app. Now I have it on my phone, but in this case, the VESC app now, PC version and iPhone version look almost identical, so it's the same thing. But there's 2 settings you want to go through. So on your phone, you want to go through the top, scroll through the top to app configuration, and under general, there's 1 setting. We're going to look at app to use. So in this case, our VX2 Pro uses the UART port. So we want to make sure under app to use, we actually select UART. Now there's a couple different options here. There's PPM, there's UART, there's PPM and UART, a couple different options there. So if you're using a UART based remote, you want to select UART. If you're using a PPM based remote, you want to select PPM. Now we've had this weird thing where if you actually select PPM and UART, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I usually go through and I just select which remote I'm actually using specifically. So again, in this case, I'm using a VX2 Pro, so I'm going to select UART. If that's incorrect, it's not going to work. So sometimes it defaults to no app, that's not going to work. So UART, and I'm going to write that and we'll be good. And then one other thing, under general, or actually under VESC remote, we have control type. Now this, many times after you update your firmware, automatically defaults to off, meaning there is no way of controlling your motor. So if you select that and bring it down to current no reverse and then write that, that'll pretty much fix all your issues there. Now those are the 2 software related things. Now we do have 1 hardware related thing, especially with the Stormcore. So the Stormcore compared to maybe like the Fockbox or the Zenith, where you have your RX and TX pins, for whatever reason, the Stormcore has the pins swapped. So many times you're going to have to actually repin your UART connector. So these 4 wires will be pre-installed in this connector. If they're backwards or not correct, it's not going to work. So we want to just make sure we're looking right here at the base of the Stormcore. It actually has all the pins labeled, RX, TX, and all the other ones. So we want to just make sure we plug our UART cable in, and then you want to trace all those wires all the way to your receiver, which also has those pins labeled. So if you come from like an Arduino background, usually your RX goes to TX and your TX goes to RX, but in this case, in the electric skateboard world, in the VESC world, we want RX to RX and TX to TX. So if you're having issues with your VX2 and your Stormcore right out of the box, definitely check your pin out because it's probably wrong. And for whatever reason, for whatever reason you actually got your pins correct right out of the box, which usually they're backwards because the Stormcore is backwards. So those are the top 3 reasons. If you guys have any other issues or questions, I'd be happy to answer them or help you out in the comments below. And yeah, so hopefully that helps. See you guys in the next one.